So I've created a client intake questionnaire template for you. This is a read-only template. Well, it should be a read-only template. So if you guys just want to use this for yourself and customize it for yourself, the first thing that I want you to do is to make your own copy, okay? And you do this by coming up to the three dots here and click on Make a Copy. It will ask you to name the document, and then it'll ask you where do you want to save it on your Google Drive. I think you can only save it to your Google Drive because it's a Google form. But yeah, it'll get saved to your Google Drive. Make sure you name it something that you can easily find. Make sure you save it in a place that you can easily find as well. Oh, so first thing you want to do is make a copy for yourself. And what I've done here is I've created some instructions for you guys to read through. So just read through these instructions before you take a look at the questions and before you use it with your clients. And I'm just going to go through those really quickly now to show you. So first things first, I want you to create a copy for yourself. Secondly, once you've created your own copy, you can customize your intake form. And you can customize it by, firstly, you can customize the colors and the theme by coming up here to the little paint palette. You can choose a header image to go up here. You can choose a theme color. You can also add your own colors. If you've got your own hex codes for your brand, you can choose the font style. So it's kind of limited to what you can do style-wise. Hopefully Google will expand on these options, but for now it's quite limited in terms of the theme. You can't really change the font sizes. You can't make things bold. So I think we're just going to have to stick with this for now. It's pretty basic. So you can customize the colors to suit your brand. You can put your logo up here in the header, all that good stuff. The next thing you're going to want to customize are your questions. So the questions, I've put in these questions that I typically ask my clients when I do intake forms. And these are kind of good general questions to ask just to get the information that you need to see whether this lead is a good fit for you. So you can go through these in your own time. And just to show you how to customize them. Oh, first of all, I want to say that I've created this template to collect email addresses. You can see here, it's in the settings. I made it so that you're collecting email addresses so that your client, what happens basically is when your client puts in their email address, they get a copy of the answers that they put in. And that's sometimes really helpful for them to see what they've put in. Because if they want to interview you, they know what they've kind of requested. So they're kind of well informed when they go into the interview. Anyway, it's really good to send them their responses. So that's the point of having the email address there. And when I put that setting on, when I turned it on, it put that question, the email address question, at the top of the form. I can't move it for some reason. So I guess it's just going to have to stay there. But all the other questions are ones that I came up with. And you can customize them. If you just click on the question, you have all these customization options. So you can either make it a short answer, you can make it a paragraph, you can make a multiple choice, a checkbox. You can add titles and descriptions. You can add an image to the question. You can add a video. You can add another section. You can also choose to make the question required. I haven't really made anything required on this form. You might want to, that's totally fine. So you can customize every question like that just by clicking on it. To add an additional question, you have to click on this plus and the question will come up underneath. And again, you can choose whether you want a multiple choice, short answer, paragraph, whatever. But for now, I'm just going to delete that. And this is to make a copy, a duplicate of this question. Just going to delete that now because we don't need it. So I've input all the questions that you're going to need for an intake form anyway. One thing to note is depending on how you've structured your business, I've given you like two versions of pretty much the same question, depending on how you've structured your business. So for instance, here I ask, what tasks would you like your VA to take over? So this is kind of if you don't yet know what your services are, if you haven't really created a structure around that, you can have them sort of just brain dump all their tasks here. Or if you're the kind of business who's already created packages and services, you can choose this option for them to choose from, so that it's kind of a more focused answer, and you're kind of, it's more of a focused exercise here. I've also done the same for the question, what is your hourly budget? So this is, again, if you don't have like your rates figured out yet, you can kind of have them kind of like throw a number out there and see if you're a good fit. Or if you have got your packages all set up already, list them out here for them to select. And this is like the checkbox option. And I think they can select more than one, but this is a really good thing to do, again, to guide them towards picking a package. And you're also listing your prices so that you don't have to talk about money if you get on a call. Like, they're fully aware of what your rates are and they're selecting them. So there's no question as to whether they can afford it or not. Like, this is a really, really good way of weeding out people who can't afford your services. And you can see for one example here, I've added a starting from rate. So if the package rate depends on how much the client needs, you can have a base rate so that you can build on that depending on how much work they need. It's not like a fixed price. You're stating that it's a starting from price, and it might be later on in the interview that they actually need a little bit more than the base package. So this is assuming they've been to your website and they see what's included in all of this. I'm just assuming they've seen your packages and they know what's included. So that would be the ideal scenario. But again, don't assume that just because they've been to your website that they've registered your prices. It's good to include your prices again, so that again, you're saving on any awkward money conversations down the line. So I've given you these two options depending on how you've set up your business. Make sure you delete, when you're creating your own questionnaire, to delete these notes that I've added for you. Okay, they're in like the hyphens and the brackets here. So what you really want is delete all of this basically and leave the question. So which package are you interested in investing in? Again, I've made brackets here as well, so to make sure to delete those brackets before you share this with a client. So these are all the questions. How did you hear about my services? I would really encourage you to leave that in there. It is so helpful to see how people hear about you. Okay, so that you see where your marketing efforts are really paying off. So I would encourage you to leave that question in there, and then you have an open-ended question for anything else that they want to ask you. And then this section down here is like an additional section. Let me get rid of that. It's an additional section that I've added by clicking this button. So that just says, thank you for completing this form. I look forward to reviewing your answers. And then make sure to customize this, like your website and your email address, in case they want to contact you for anything further. So that's customizing the form itself. And then how do you collect the responses? Okay, I have instructions for that in here. But you can choose how to store clients' responses by going up here, responses, and really I guess the easiest way to do it is to kind of have them automatically go into a spreadsheet. So what you want to do is create a spreadsheet, a Google spreadsheet. You have the option of creating a new spreadsheet or selecting an existing spreadsheet. So I would create a new spreadsheet. So it would be called the same as what your form is called, but then in brackets, responses. So you would click that and then just create, and you'll see what that looks like. I don't know if you can see this, but it's opened up a new tab. Just open up a new tab with all the questions as the headings, and their answers will automatically go into the spreadsheet, basically. And this will be saved, I think, in the same folder as where you have your form on Google Drive. Excuse me. So your responses will go into that spreadsheet, and make sure that you've also got your get email notifications for new responses turned on. Okay? Just click on that. And that way you'll get an email notification every time somebody has responded to your questionnaire. And you'll get a copy of the questions in your email, I think, as well. So you can get back to your client straight away. What else do I want to share? So if you want to share this intake form with a client, once you've customized it, you would share this link. Okay. When you go up here, if you want to embed this in an email, if you want to put it on your website, like the link to the form, you would go to send and then probably shorten URL and copy and paste this link. Okay, use this link. You can also embed it onto your website, which is awesome. But definitely share this link. Don't make the mistake of sharing this link up here in your browser search bar. Okay, that is the link to edit the form. You want to share this link, the send link over here. Okay. And that is it, I think. If you've enjoyed using this template, if it's useful for you, I would love it for you guys to share your experience using the template, share it on Instagram. Don't forget to tag me so I can see it. And I just love you guys sharing everything you love about the inner circle and the resources that I'm creating for you. So thank you so much. And if you have any questions, email me at hello@mariakarras.com and I'll answer them. Thank you so much.